Guys, a surprising Jets player has come out of nowhere to claim a roster spot? We get into it. He's turning heads. Zoinks! It is unequivocally the Super Bowl for New York Jet fans.
Field Yates, baby. Field Gosh darn Yates. Let's bring him on the show.
Come on, people. Connor Rogers is joining the show. What's up, Connor? But Trevor Gosh darn Sycamore, baby, for me, personally, my favorite New York Jet of all time.
Wow, it's great to be on. What an intro that was right there.
Paul, nobody does an intro like you, man.
Paul, you give the best intro of literally any podcast that I've ever been.
I'm gonna lose my gosh darn bananas.
Hey, what's poppin', everybody? My name is Paul Lesden Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Before we go further, like the video, hit subscribe down below. And I hope you guys enjoyed that first episode of HBO's Hard Knocks. My number one takeaway is exactly what we're going to talk about in this video. It needed its own video to breathe. Guys, Chaz Surratt is a thing. Here's the thing. Linebacker Chaz Surratt, for those who don't know, he's a former number 78 overall pick, third rounder of the Minnesota Vikings back in 2021. And his career flamed out. He lasted a year and a half. It got cut in final roster cutdowns heading into what would have been his second season. He's hanging out there on the streets for a day or two or three. The Jets scoop him up, throw him on the practice squad. I'm going to be honest, a complete afterthought to make this roster, let alone do anything. So, an intriguing piece. I always like those drafted guys because I'm a big draft guy, so people are kind of floating out in the mix. But I didn't think twice about Chaz Surratt. When I'm talking about making the roster, you're talking about the linebacker position. You have Quincy Williams, of course. You have C.J. Mosley. People are really high on Jamie and Sherwood. The Jets also have a draft pick this year in Zaire Barnes. So where would Chaz Surratt even fit, even if he was a guy? But now, after the latest episode of Hard Knocks, yeah, he's a thing. Okay, you can check out the full article down below that I wrote this morning from Heavy on Jets. And if you guys missed the first episode of Hard Knocks, you can see the full clip down below. Copyright laws prevent me from playing that clip on the show. But Chaz Surratt and Robert Saleh have a very interesting relationship. Robert Saleh, I'll just share some of the quotes. I bleeping love that guy. God, he's so fast. He's so fast. And Robert Saleh was so emphatic and all juiced up about Chaz Surratt. He was drooling over him, quite frankly. And these are some of the mic'd up clips on the sideline during that preseason opener that these quotes that I'm reading you are coming from. Like I said, they're also transcribed, and you can watch the video down below. Chaz Surratt got an interception in the second quarter of the Hall of Fame game, intercepting a Kellen Mond pass. And here's what Robert Saleh said, quote, "Hey, that's my guy. That's my dog. I'm just saying that's my bleeping dog. Good job, bro. Keep stacking him up. That guy's so good. He's so good, so good. You guys don't know what you have." Man, Chaz Surratt. I love these stories. This is why I love Hard Knocks. Okay. And really the Hard Knocksian thing that even if you don't have Hard Knocks, the players that freaking surprise you, that turn heads that you weren't expecting. Who had on their bingo card Chaz Surratt, first off, being this player that Robert Saleh was in love with? I certainly didn't. A player that could rise on up and just claim a job. Okay, I know this is only the first episode, and maybe we're just falling head over heels for this guy, but some of the takeaways on social media, which, like I said, are also included down below. Dylan from Jet Nation said Chaz Surratt is, quote, a 53-man roster lock if healthy. Whoa. Joe Caparoso of Badlands, of course, quote, well, I'd say Surratt is making the 53. This is coming off last night's episode. Zach Rosenblatt saying, quote, stock up. And I would clearly say the stock is up because there is a lot of volatility. Those top three are probably locks. Quincy, CJ, and Jamian. But that fourth one was floating, and we assumed Zaire Barnes because he was a draft pick, but he was a day 3 pick ultimately. Maybe Chaz Surratt could carve out that role. He's an intriguing player, 6'2", 233 pounds. For those who don't know his story, he spent his first 3 collegiate seasons as a quarterback at North Carolina. That's where he was recruited. At one time, he was the starting quarterback for the North Carolina Tar Heels of the ACC, although all this college realignment, who knows where that team's going to end up. But the point is this, Chaz Surratt's a dude. He has barely played the linebacker position, okay? This is a guy that didn't transition to linebacker until his redshirt junior season. So obviously he hasn't done anything at the NFL level to this point. He's a super young guy. He's 26 years of age. But man, this could be a diamond in the rough. Robert Saleh has cut his teeth on developing linebackers. That's his calling card. And if he can make magic out of Chaz Surratt, what a phenomenal story, and one I will continue to watch. I'm just excited for him. Turning heads, surprise guy. And this ultimately explains Quan Alexander. Jet fans were begging for Quan Alexander. Why don't they want Quan? And there apparently are two key reasons why. Number one, Jamin Sherwood's development. But the secret sauce is how they feel about Chaz Surratt. They don't want to pay a veteran money when they believe Chaz Surratt is going to be this guy for the team. So again, incredibly surprising. Wow factor here. I'm excited for the young man because I think he has a path to the roster and he's going to steal a job. He's going to steal a gig, and I imagine he steals it from Tyre Barnes, the draft pick. Again, I love this. In this world of football, if you want a job, you got to take it. You got to take what's yours. Okay. He was a third-round pick. Was supposed to be a promising starter for the Vikings for many years to come. Then it was taken away from him. Now it's his job to take it away from somebody else. I freaking love this story. Chaz Surratt, check out the column down below. Like the video, hit subscribe. We'll have reaction episodes to every episode of HBO's Hard Knocks, maybe an hour or two after the show debuts on a Tuesday night. So guys, make sure you stay tuned right here to the channel for all that love. We will see you if we don't see you, during the day today. We will see you for Boy Green Daily live tomorrow morning at 7:30, and we're live every single day at 7:30. So make sure you guys check out the video. And if you like the audio only episodes or 20-minute pops, look for the Jet Zone wherever you find your podcast. You'll find episodes of Boy Green Daily and some of my other wonderful interviews there as well. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Take care.